So now we are in the master. The flow or the color theme of my master bedroom is beige and very soft gray. Gray, or technically speaking, it is off-white shade what I've used. So it's a fusion of two shades because I wanted to have that subtle and calm feeling for the bedroom, so that the bedroom looks spacious. It gives a very open feeling, and at the same time it gives a richness because the shades which I've used are very soft pastel shades, so it will not at all be harming at any point of time, whether it is a daytime or whether it is a night time. So speaking about the door inner laminate of all the rooms are matching the decor of that particular room. So as I have rightly mentioned that here the color combinations are beige and off-white. So this is a very light cappuccino kind of shade what I've used for the doors. The pattern being, I have used a band, plain band with a width of 8 inches towards the start of the door, followed by grooves of 2 inches each. So you see vertical grooves, at the same time you see a band which is a complete solid band. So this cut offs the groove element, at the same time it cut offs the blankness. So I didn't wanted the door to be very blank, I didn't want the door to be very groovy. So I had a mix of the proportion of both. My point here of using this off center, like 3/4 and 1/4, was just to give that cut off and to give a long and solid feel for the door. So the hardware is the same, the graphite grey handle which I've used from the inside. The trimming, the door framing trimming what I've used here is the same laminate which comes through the entire C band. There's a door magnet which I've used here. This is again in SS. So whenever the door is open, it has the bell here. So this is actually called as bell-shaped magnet. So it gets the door complete. I mean, the door is completely rested on the wall, because many a times because of heavy winds or breeze, there are chances that the door shuts off very violently or abruptly, endangering the hygiene of the wall. So I usually make it a point to use very good quality strong magnets, so that it serves the purpose. And for aesthetic point of view, I have specifically used the bell-shaped magnet because it takes a very how do I say, it takes a smaller shape, at the same time it serves the purpose beautifully. So then comes my electrical switch. So electrical switch here are just the two switch which takes care of the ceiling lighting and the principal spotlights. So these are the electrical detailing for this particular patch. So the moment when you enter the bedroom, there is no darkness. So just to cut off the darkness, I have given a principal switch which is a two-way switch for the primary lighting. At the same time, it has the ceiling spotlight which is exactly above me. So this is the effect. Now this here I wanted to give a full length mirror, so that when you get ready, many a times there is very chances where you don't get the entire look and feel as to how you're looking with with regards to the costume, especially when the ladies, when the females, they wear sari, they want to have a very clean and clear view. So just to have that as an add-on, I preferred having a full length mirror here. The trims of the mirror, the edges are beveled. You see it is all the beveled mirror from the side, and I have used concealed handle here. This is again in the rose gold finish. So rose gold I have used on purpose because the feel of the room is again beige and off-white. So rose gold was a very good metallic soft pop to the entire room. That is how I have used the concealed the profile slot of handles. So it gives easy finish, it gives easy holding, and it is in the entire length. So from any point of the length you can just access the door. So when I see inside, I have used a fabric laminate which is throughout the entire house. The inner laminate, I always ask the client to select it at the start of the project, so that we maintain that unity throughout the flat. So the client opted for a very light fabric shade. So this is how the laminate is placed here internally. So there is one division, and apart from that there will be some hooks here just to tuck in the used clothes. So there will be a segregation of two sections here. So one can be used by him and one can be used by her. So this was the section which I've exclusively kept for having used clothes. Now coming about the wardrobe. So wardrobe, I have maintained a height of around 7 feet 3 inches, and this band what you see is the thickness of the section which is actually meant for having your used clothes. These are the slider wardrobes. The slide rail fitting what I've used are by Halfley, and these are again the concealed handles by KBI. So as I mentioned, I have used rose gold as a theme here for the master bedroom. So similarly, I have used rose gold handles for the door as well. So this has a small metal kind of small glassy kind of feel for the handle as well. So the handle looks very elegant, and the grip or the coverage of the handle is also very comfortable for the movement. So it's again soft close. So I have opened the door, and the door opens with a good soft close. Apart from that, the locking what I've had here is a very firm lock which directly gets stuck in here. So usually in the slider wardrobe, if you have noticed, the locks are not very sturdy and the locks usually are at the center. So I opted to go for both the sides so that I give a heavy locking towards the side, and if you see, it is unlike the traditional keyhole, it is just a circular slot which gives a little good cut for the entire monotony. I mean, it breaks the monotony and it gives a good pop. At the same time, it has a good utility as well. So explaining about internals, when we start working for the carpentries, we have we issue different options for the internal arrangement of the wardrobe. So it depends on client to client as per their comfort and their requirements. So this wardrobe is actually for him, and the other side is going to be used for her. So this is how we divide the wardrobe into two, especially in the master bedrooms. So since this was the arrangement opted by them, you see this is a fixed shelf and these are the loose shelves. So in case if they want the entire, in case, since this being the fixed, in case if they want the entire depth here, so this shelf could be easily removed and it could be kept up so that the entire area gets accessible. This is again the area for the things which are not very much into use on a day-to-day basis, followed by two drawers. This is again an open space, and again followed by soft closed drawers for the wardrobe with a glass fascia, so that it becomes easier for the identification of the clothes. So the hardware used here is again Halfley. I have used Halfley for the fittings of the drawers. The locks are used by the locks here which I have used are Godrej, and this is the the oval shaped hanger rod. So I somehow like the feel of it because it comes with a matte brush finish, so it gives a very good elegance, and it again matches with my shelf buttons which I have here for the folding shelves. So this is the arrangement for the wardrobe for his, the arrangement for the master bedroom, his and her wardrobe. So this was the arrangement for the male the male companion, and now this is again for her. So here they wanted a bigger locker kind of space, open space. So this was how we have positioned it here. Again the locks are by Godrej. So these are the drawers, which are plain drawers. So this is how the drawers function. This she wanted a complete length for stacking the clothes here vertically, and this is again one folding shelf which she wanted to stack the other part of the wardrobe. This is again the section which is not to be used on a day-to-day basis, again followed by an open slot and two drawers. So as I mentioned, this is again the soft close, so it comes this way. So this is actually the door for that wardrobe, and this is the door for this wardrobe. So both the handles are on right and left, and both the locks are again on the right and left. So the top section, if you see, this is the loft. The lofts are again operated by gas pumps, so that becomes easier for accessing the loft. The design of the wardrobe on purpose I've kept it plain. The outer skin of the wardrobe is acrylic. I have used acrylic. I prefer using acrylic which is made in Thailand. The brand name is Sincolite. Somehow I am using that acrylic since a very long time, and I am very much comfortable with the thickness of the acrylic and the output of the acrylic. So the wardrobe shutters and the side trimmings of the wardrobe are pure acrylic. On the lofts I have used laminate by Merino, which again has the same color shade. So the best part of using this acrylic is the matching of shade. So whichever is the laminate plain solid shade, whatever I have in the laminate, I have a flexibility of getting the same shade in the acrylic as well. So it is like, I just have to give the shade card, the shade number from the Asian Paints Mastercard, and that is how I get exactly the same shade which I am opting for. So I have used a laminate here for the loft with vertical grooves, which is again matching the theme of the flat. So there are vertical grooves which are again positioned at 2 inches, and I have again maintained the same rose gold handles. The placement here is horizontal and the placement here in the slider is vertical. So this is how I have explained you about the wardrobe and the loft section. So this part, the next long element of the wall, this is actually the front wall, which is actually visible from the bed area. So here there is an entry towards the master bathroom. I didn't want to display the pop of the door here. So just to avoid that, I wanted to have a subtle camouflage kind of look. So this is not a pure camouflage. It has a cut, but this actually strikes out as a panel. It doesn't reflects the opening, or it doesn't symbolizes the opening of a door. So this panel, on purpose, I have elevated it to a depth of around say 4.5 inches. So this actually takes care of the profile lighting, which is embedded, which is running in the L shape over the other part of the panel. What you see here is the L-shaped profile light. At the same time, I didn't wanted a handle for the door. Since I have already provided a door closer for the door, I wanted this depth to be used as a handleless section. So if you just see, it is just, I just have to place my fingers and just have to lift it. So this is how the door opens, and because of the door closer, it closes on its own with a softness. It doesn't get banged. So that was how I had opted for this panel or this bathroom door. So since the bathroom door is at a height which is matching the wardrobe height, that is 7 feet 3 inches, the rest part I continue to have the same panel with a horizontal groove, which is again matching my door top line. So the laminate which I have used here is again an imported laminate with fluted, this is a fluted laminate, but it has a sandstone or marbly kind of texture, a stony, rather to be very precise, it has a stony texture which actually elevates the presence of the panel in the room. Now again, there is a small switchboard which has the lighting control for the profile light, and this is the bathroom light. So the primary light for the bathroom, this is the control of the bathroom lighting and the profile lighting. So at the time of for nights, we have used this because my client here, they didn't wanted footlights. They were against the footlight. So that is how the profile light, actually this is because it is recessed, it gives a kind of feel of a footlight as well. So this is a panel which is actually meant for the positioning of the TV, but my client was very specific of having minimal paneling, minimum woodwork in the flat. So this is just the bare shell wall. I have treated the wall with wall punning, and the paint what I have used is again by Asian Paint. So the detailing of the shades I'll be mentioning in the description, so that you can actually understand the color combination or the color coding. So this is again the secondary switchboard which I have provided. Like for example, in case if they want to go for TV and if they want to have a ledge, then the control for the other set-top box or the other gadgets with regards to TV can also be mounted here. So here I have a switchboard just behind this photo frame. What you see, there is a switchboard which can take care of the TV controlling as well. So this was a top shelf because my client was she's very fond of artifacts, and the set of swan was one of her favorite. So just to mount these swans, I have specifically had a I have given a ledge again with a soft shade of the same cappuccino, the lighter cappuccino element, so that it gets blended and it comes to a very unique and a sober shade. Plus the color and feel of the swan, because this was already there before we started the house. Most of the artifacts were already there with my client. So I even had to think in the reverse way to match the artifacts with my designing element. So that is how the color combination has played and come up well, because few things usually in the traditional way, how when we plan or when we renovate a design, usually it is the reverse way. So we design, and then while the designing is, major chunk of the designing is completed, then we think of the artifacts. But here, since the artifacts were already in place, I had to go in the reverse way. So this is about the top shelf. The artifact, again I have gone for a paneling here because there was a beam and I had to again flush with this panel. So that is the top wall. You see, I have purposely given a vertical groove there, because usually what happens is, whenever there are joints of two plywood or two sections, so usually over the period of time there are gradual cracks which develops. So in order to eliminate that, it is always better to go for a vertical groove and finish that with sawdust and paint, so that in future you don't have a problem wherein the groove opens up or wherein there are finer hairline or major cracks which gets formed later on. So this is a quick small tip which I normally use in most of my projects. Moving ahead, for this area, this is again a folding working counter. So the folding element what I have used here is again SS, and this is again very soft, So it is just the pull over here and the entire flap goes down. So whenever you want to work, you can just pull the flap up and start working. So since the theme of this room is again with vertical elements, I have tried to use vertical rafters here. The rafter used here are at the top and even at the bottom. So you might just see there is a cut here at both the sides because of the placement of this fitting. I had purposely gone for a cut here, but the rest of the place you have all the rafters in place. The material used for this rafter is HDHMR plywood, that is high density, high moisture resistant plywood, so that it takes care of, like for example, exactly behind this is a duct, is a common duct area for the bathroom. So there might be chances of seepages. So I didn't wanted any such chances, so that is the reason why the entire plywood used here is waterproof. And even for the rafters, I preferred using HDHMR stripes. Now this is the section which is again for books or for multi-utility. The profile trimming is again rose gold, and since there are sharp corners here, I prefer giving this PVC buffer, so that in case if somebody is just passing by, there should not be any chances of any injury or any hurts. So this is how this is positioned. I have used fluted glass, but the fluted glass used here in this bedroom is again the gap of the flutes is very minimal, so that it follows the vertical groove and the fluted laminate, everything comes in synchronization. So when I open, this is handleless, just with one glass shelf, and the inner laminate here which I have used is again the same outer laminate, which is the theme of the room. So there is an element of a profile light, so instead of spotlight, I prefer using profile light to give that continuity of the flow. In the storage element, it is auto close. I have used auto close hinges, and again I have fitted a profile light here, so that there is direct lighting in case if you are working at night, or if you just want to have work in just the comfort of the lights. So this now I'll explain you about the flooring. Flooring which I have used here in the bedroom, rather in both the bedrooms, is wooden flooring. So the selection of the flooring was, the shade of the flooring which I used here has been selected by my clients. They were somewhere in the mood of having that teak shade or teak finish. So that is how, if you see the design of the floor, if you see, it has the teak element and the teak finish in it. The grout which I have used again is a dark brown grout, because that was the combination which they preferred. So that is how the flooring is a teak wood color flooring with a dark brown color for the grouting. Now I'll explain you about the bed. So this is a proper king size bed. It is 6 by 6.5. So the length of the bed is around 6.5. For the headboard, I haven't used any fabric because they were against using any fabrics. So for headboard, I have again used laminate here. So this is again a camouflage, or this is again blend of vertical as well as horizontal grooves, which is matching the decor of the entire room. So this is the headboard. The headboard height which I have maintained is again 30 inches from the top of the bed. So 30 inches is the headboard. I have used an imported wallpaper here because I didn't wanted to have that very strong or very dark shades which actually reduces the presence of the room, or it actually somehow the openness is not achieved by using dark colors is my personal thought process, and even my client agreed for the same. So I have used, this is actually an imported wallpaper. The paper quality is extremely thick, so it will definitely, it has a very good lasting. At the same time, if you feel the surface, it is very much easier to clean as well. So it has very minor sparks in it. So at night it will definitely give a very good glittering gloom as well. So this is about the wallpaper. Here I have a side table which has two drawers. So these are the two drawers for the side table which I have used here. So these are again soft close. I am not opening it on purpose because these are the regular side tables which we have. The only thing what I would highlight is the side trim. So since as I mentioned earlier in the door frames, usually when these two edges meet at a 90-degree angle, they are very hurting. So with the help of router, we try to have an element of wood which is again matched to the nearest laminate. So if you carefully observe, this is not a laminate. This is the wood which is polished to the matching shade of the laminate. The handles used here are again knobs which are again rose gold in shade, and just to give that vertical, or just to give a feel or appeal of a broader element, I have tried to use this vertical panel here. So the storage of the bed, they were very much specific of having top lift regular storage. They didn't want it hydraulic, and they neither were comfortable with the drawer. So they were very much specific that they would like to have top lift opening. So that is how the storage has 4 slots of the top lift element. The mattress here is a regular cotton mattress because they were not comfortable into going for the orthopedic or any other bonded mattress. So they were very specific of having the traditional cotton mattress. So this is the cottony mattress. That is the reason why you see the bedsheet is not completely flat. It has a little bit of bulge because it's a new mattress, so it takes shape, it takes its form after using. So that is how I wanted to explain about the mattress as well. So now I will move ahead and I will again explain you about the dresser. So for my dressing table or for my dresser area, this is a single mirror which I have used again with beveling edges, and there are a lot of profile lights on both the sides of the mirror so that it gives a very soft and subtle feeling towards the end of a tiring day. You really want to relax and lounge, I mean just want to have a small discussion or just want to be in the comfort of your own space. So that is why I have recessed the lights so that it gives you that appeal and that feel. So this is a straight mirror. I have no storage exactly behind the mirror because I have given a storage slot here towards the side. So this is again a very big floor, and I have purposely given glass shelves so it gives that feel, and the display of the cosmetics looks really very appealing when you have the entire glass through and through. So this is how we have the dresser storage over here. The electrical switchboard takes care of your AC and the side table arrangements as well. Then I have 2 broader drawers here. So these are again soft close. So these are the arrangements which I have for the dressing related requirements of my client. Now this was actually a open balcony, but because they were always wanting to have this enclosed in the room, to have that openness, or maybe to have that their space, a reading space or maybe a lounging space or whatever, this is the space which we have created here. So the same wooden flooring is going again stretching to the floor. Even on the walls, because it's the external walls, they wanted to have the same blend of the wooden flooring. So if you see here, the flooring pattern which I have maintained is the same pattern which I have taken on the wall, on the side walls, that is on the left and on the right. But if you notice, towards the outer edge or towards this edge, the band of the flooring exactly grows in the same pattern which is on the floor. So it is the vertical arrangement which is going here and the horizontal arrangement which is going on the right and on the left. Now regarding the door framing, the window framing. Window framing is again 2-layer window framing, and I have used white composite marble. Windows which we have used are normal sections, which are actually very effective into nullifying the sound effect with regards to acoustics. And the strength, I mean, I've used 16 gauge Jindal make material, which is actually tough and durable, and it gives a very good and a strong feeling. The purpose of using white is because it is in trend. I mean, first and foremostly, I am not very much trend keen. I don't accept, or I don't like to use things which are in trend. But my purpose of using white here was to give that openness. Because of using this shade, the appearance of the space looks very wider. So the balcony looks very wide because I have used white here. The similar white again is repeated on the framing end as well. The length of the window panes are completely till the ceiling height, because since the section sizes are very heavier, it can definitely take the span, or it can definitely take a very good load for the height as well. So that is how the windows are positioned. This window again has a slot for the mosquito mesh. So in case if you want to have that openness or open ceiling, you can just open this window in the evenings just to get that breeze, or towards the entire day. Because you have a mesh here, there definitely will be very minimalistic disturbance. You can still get the breeze, you can still get the natural air ventilation. At the same time, the closeness of the window is also achieved. So I have here, since it was in the C shape, C format, I have used 2 shutters here. I mean, this is 3 track, 2 tracks glass and 1 track mosquito mesh. Here also it is 2 track, but the wider one, so that you get the feel, so that you get the look. Again, this is 3 track. Again, the composition being the same, 2 glass and 1 mosquito mesh. And in my front also, it is again 3 track, which is 2 glass and 1 mesh. So the grill also, if you just focus on the fabrication part, the grill are not full length. The grill are half grill. To enjoy the balcony or to enjoy the openness, I prefer having a half grill, or rather than going for the full grill, or rather than going for that closed and compact kind of feel. So she was very keen in having a slot for clothes drying. So that is how the SS pipes have been mounted. So in case if you want to just go for sun drying clothes, so this was the purpose of having it aligned over here. There are definitely going to be, currently I am not displaying the blinds over here, because the installation is somewhere lined up after probably 3 to 4 days. Being imported, it is taking its own sweet time to get delivered. So that is how we could not wait for the installation of the blinds, because the client is also intending to get shifted. So we thought of getting the photo shoot on. Now there is only one thing which I have not covered till now, is the ceiling. As you are all aware that in the other rooms we haven't gone for PVC ceiling. Here also we haven't gone for any ceiling. The white piece what you see here is actually just for the surface of the blinds to get mounted. So that also I have done with HDHMR plywood, and it is painted in the same paint which is used for the ceiling. The effect what I have used for the ceiling and the paint also which I have used for the ceiling is Apex paint, which is usually applied for the external surfaces by Asian Paints. So that's it from my end for this bedroom. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you so very much.
Thank you once again for being with me in this journey. If you resonate with my content, do like, comment, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you once again.